How about you, Julie? How long have you been fostering?
7 years. I've had one long-term placement, and he's been with me from the month after I became a foster carer, and he's part of our family, and he will be with us until he's grown up. And then I've had other placements as well. So I've had short-term placements, and it's really sad when they go.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it any easier if they just stay for 2 days or if they stay for months. Yeah. It's still sad to see them come.
We've been fostering for 2.5 years, and our first kind of main placement was a baby who was just a few days old, and we had her till she was 10 months old, and she went for adoption. It was really hard to say goodbye to her, but it was nice to be part of her story and move her on, and we still see her occasionally and keep in touch. So it's nice to be part of her life.
What made you stay with West Berks?
I think we wanted to help local children, and it was important to us to have a support network around us. I've got 2 young children of my own, and we wanted to be able to be in touch with other local foster carers.
That's important, I think, for the children, isn't it?
Yeah, because we're not, it's not just myself and my husband that are foster carers. The whole family are foster carers, really. It's kind of a family thing that we do together.
You're right. My boys are going to be carers of the future.
Yeah.
Because I have 4 birth children.
Yeah.
And they are foster carers as well.
Yeah.
And they love it. And they love the fact that we foster and we've got different children in the house. And they're really proud of what they do.
We've got a really great supervising social worker, and she makes my birth children certificates for helping other kids. So, for the little boy that we're fostering at the moment, they each had a certificate that says, thanks for helping him settle in. They took those into school, and it makes them feel special, and they are special. They're doing a great job with him. They're probably teaching him more in some ways than we can.
Do you do much training, Nikki?
Yes, I did some yesterday, in fact. I think that's been another really good thing that West Berks do. It's a really good training schedule.
Excellent training.
Yeah, and yesterday was absolutely brilliant, really interesting, very informative.
I think one of the good things about training for me is meeting other carers.
You hear everyone else's stories, don't you? And you think, oh yes, I've been through that.
Yeah. And thinking about how you can put the training into practice as well.
Yeah, I come away with notes from the training, but also notes from the other carers.
Yeah. We did training quite early on, actually, and we did some before we started fostering, and that was really valuable. Yes, probably was. I think we started, and they'd go around the table at the training sessions and say, how long have you fostered and things like that. And I was like, well, we're not foster carers yet, but it was really valuable to meet other carers and to do that training before we had any children. And there's a really wide variety of courses as well, isn't there? There's things like, standard things like child development, which has been, even as a parent, it's been great to refresh my memory on things like that. And then things like trauma and attachment, and as a parent you wouldn't come across those things, but as a foster carer you definitely will.
Yes. I think it's a good support network, which I don't think other organisations offer, where you all meet up, all your children, whether they're fostered or birth children, all experiencing the same things, and they can relate.
The West Berkshire Foster Care Association has been really good for our family, actually. I try and get to the meetings in the evenings, but also we've done some of the family events, so it's another great opportunity for my kids to meet other foster carers and other foster carers' children.
I have a new placement at the moment, and he's presenting me with behaviours that I haven't dealt with before. So sometimes it's just, what do I do now?
Yeah, we've done some work with the post-adoption support team, and they've been really helpful for us. And it's really nice to know they're local. We can call them, and they'll come out to see us if we're having trouble with something. It's really nice to know that they're not just at the end of the phone; they're quite close, and they can come and visit. They've helped us with transitions, moving children onto adoption, and then.
But that doesn't get any easier, does it?
It doesn't.
I've been doing it for 15 years, and every time a child goes, it's just sad. Yeah. I mean, you've done your bit. You've helped move them on, and I'm, it's always brilliant when they move either back home. We had a severely disabled baby once whose mum couldn't cope, and actually it was brilliant to be able to work with her to get him home. It was fantastic.
The little baby that we fostered, it was really nice to hear that she'd started walking and the things that she was doing. It's really nice to hear her story. It's really positive.
I fostered 2 little girls for 8 weeks, and they moved to live with my next door neighbour. So I see them all the time, and it was lovely, because it would have been really sad not to see them again. So my next door neighbour has become their long-term foster carer. I was at the school gates once, and somebody said to me, you must be really tough to foster. And they couldn't be any further from the truth.
No, I know.
As people have said to me, I would foster, but I couldn't, I'd get too attached.
Yeah,
But that's your job to get attached.
Yeah.
Because children need to learn to attach and then they can transfer that. But they need to be part of a family and to learn how to attach and then transfer that to their long-term carers.
Yeah.
And to trust. To trust us.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the children that come into my home have lost their trust in adults.
Yes.
Have you been approached by IFAs?
No.
No, I haven't.
I have been approached, but they don't offer the same community that West Berks offers. So they don't offer the training, they don't offer, it's very isolating, fostering generally, but at least we have a group where we can all speak to each other, we can go onto the websites, and we have lots of activities that make us a group so that we can share those experiences. The reason I foster isn't about the financial aspect of it, it's about providing something for society and for these children and making a difference.